I have tried to apply the fundas of inclusive design on Zomato. Okay. What are the few principles? Recognize exclusion, learn from diversity, solve for one, extend to many, and of course, ensure that inclusive content and communication, accessibility features, and feedback and adaptation. Right? Just this thinking alone is going to give rise to very interesting opportunities within Zomato, or for you to launch a new product. Okay. Recognize exclusion. There are limited diet specific filters. Have you faced that? I am trying to control my diet, for example, and I want to control, I don't even want to see it. Correct? I don't even want to see any binge eating like a good looking pizza or burger because I know I'll get tempted. Do I have an option? I don't have an option. Correct? There's an option for vegetarians and non-vegetarians. There's an option for Jain also, I'm not sure. Right? But that's about it. Right? So you can introduce a wider range of diet-specific filters. In fact, people who are vegans and others, they typically spend even more. So, that ARPU is even higher for them if you make it easier for them to order from you. Correct? Including options for vegan, keto, and allergen-free meals, making it easier for users with specific dietary need to find suitable restaurants and dishes. Doing this for Zomato is very hard. So they have databases, they have a large audience to cater to, blah, blah, blah. If you build a new Zomato, which is focused on this inclusive food ordering, you have an opportunity. If you thought that cab booking and taxi services are done deal, no. Look at Blue Smart. New era has evolved, right? Where people are willing to pay for convenience. And if you can build a good service around them, perfectly okay. Similarly here, if you can make it easier for people to stick to their dietary preferences and so on, you have an option. Of course, Zomato will have to redo their entire database, right? Find out exact restaurants, exact components of the ingredients, and so on. It requires a rethinking of their entire business model itself, and which is why Zomato can doing this is very hard. Learn from diversity. One size fits all approach in recommendation and promotions. That is what they do, right? So, right, their recommendations. Like I don't remember last time when I ordered pizza, but they keep sending me pizza. Right? So tailor recommendations and promotions to individual dietary habits and health goals. Few dietary habits and health goals they do take care of, like not because they want to, but simply because they can't screw that up. Which is, for example, during during that phase, right, when you should not be eating non-veg, etc. What is it
Navratri.
called? Savan Navratri, right?
Yeah,
At
both.
that time, they will not screw up, right? Because they don't want to be in the bad PR. If they can do it that time, how hard is it for them to do it for other situations? Because there's so many different types of religions, there's so many different types of cultural stuff, right? They can easily do this, but inclusive design has not yet made way to Zomato. Solve for one, extend to many. Interface and navigation complexity. Actually, it is fairly complex to navigate, and it's so hard to stay focused in Zomato or Swiggy. Right? You come in and you're like you're bombarded. One of the reasons I've stopped ordering, right, despite being heavily foodie, is because it's a assault on my senses. As soon as I get in, there's so many options available to me. Order roll, order pizza, order burger, or this, order that. No, dude, can you just you already know the kind of food that I eat. You already know the kind of restaurants I prefer. Why? What are you trying to achieve by pushing certain restaurants to me? I'm not going to like you you have my data for the last 10 years, right? certain very obvious things. Can you imagine now if you use these principles to explain your design preferences in the next interview at a Zomato or a Swiggy or a similar company? And hopefully, this discussion opens your mind to start looking at all the products and the technology that you're interacting with in a different light. I believe the chances of you cracking that interview is much higher if you bring this level of depth in your discussion and discourse.